from the beautiful climes of France, we are going to, I think, go over back to India, because he's usually either in Brazil or India, so I'm going to guess India. And we're going to go and visit Sripad Mahavir Maharaj, who came to Srila Gurudev in 2007 and took sannyas in 2017. And he's a beautiful preacher, and I'm very excited to hear his Pushpanjali. Maharaj, are you online? And please,
yes, Prabhuji.
Your 25 minutes. Yes. Welcome. Lovely to see you. Hari Bol.
Pranam, Prabhuji. Happy to see you and all my God brothers and sisters here. Yeah, thanks again for inviting me to listen from all these wonderful devotees. We are missing your baptism programs very much. Prakashatma Prabhu just mentioned something very interesting at the end. So, and it was just connecting with what I was planning to speak about, the friendship relationship with Srila Gurudev. So I will begin with that. Just before that, just offer my pranams to Srila Gurudev. Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjanam Shalakaya Chukshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Stadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Narayanam Gurum Vande Saranyam Bhakta Bandhavam Gauramanu Bhishtam Purnam Radha Dasyam Pradayakam Rupanugacharya Varyam Rupa Manjari Prishtakam Patita Pavana Karunyam Yugacharya Narayanam Vancha Kalpatarvyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare. So first of all, I begin offering my most humble obeisances to the dust of the lotus feet of Paramaradatama Sri Guru Pada Padma Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Charya Ashtotara Sata Srimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudeva. And to my most worshipable Shikshan Sannyasa Guru Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pada Ashtotara Sata Srimad Srila Bhakti Vijnana Bharati Goswami Maharaj. And to all Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga, all Tridandi Sannyasis, Brahmacharis, Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, and to all the assembled devotees here today, my most respectful obeisances. So today, tomorrow, Srila Gurudev's Tithi, his appearance day, it is the most happy day in our lives, I guess. So for someone like Srila Gurudev, there is no question of disappearing. Actually, Srila Gurudeva, he is ever appearing, he is reappearing every single day, every single moment in our hearts and in the hearts of so many devotees who are about to come in this world and who will come to know about his glories and who will take shelter of his teachings, take shelter of his moods. Srila Gurudev used to say that in the future, the devotees, they will be able to realize my contribution, my unique contribution to the world. So it is a very happy day that someone like Srila Gurudev appear in this world, in this Mauni Amavasya, in this dark moon, where when yogis, jnanis, karmis, they are trying to take the vow of silence. But Srila Gurudeva has come to break this silence and to establish, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, the Harinama Sankirtan, the Yuga Dharma. So Actually, Srila Gurudeva, he is appearing just like the sun in the eastern horizon. And he is removing the darkness of this Kali Yuga. So he's like the sun of prema in our lives, in this world, representing the Shakti of Srimati Radhika. So I was not that much fortunate to spend many years in Srila Gurudeva's association, as most of you here I can see. I am very, very junior and a very, significant disciple of Srila Gurudev. And but somehow or other, I could catch this train, even though it was in a high speed. I could catch it, and somehow or other, I had association of Srila Gurudev, and I was able to be with him for almost 4 years. And for sure, it has made a drastic change in my life. And to take the step of renounced life, it was only due to Srila Gurudev's presence. I would never be able to do it just for the sake of bhajan or for the sake of bhakti to Krishna Mahaprabhu. It's not possible. It was because of Srila Gurudev. It was due to his presence. It was due to his love and affection. It was due to his charisma. Someone like Srila Gurudev can glance at you and can attract your mind, your heart very easily. So it was due to that only that I had like taste for renounced life. I mean to say, it was just an excuse to be with Srila Gurudev full time. It was just a possibility to somehow make him happy and serve him somehow according to his desire. So in this way, I'm trying to make my life somehow or other oriented to satisfy Srila Gurudev's desires, Srila Gurudev's order. But there is a very important point in this relation with Srila Gurudev, which of course I missed, but I think most of you were able to get. And it was just connected with Prakashatma Prabhu mentioned at the very end of his presentation, the friendship relationship with Srila Gurudev. The Srila Gurudev, he said that the relationship with the Diksha Guru, it is filled with awe and reverence, and must be to some extent like that, because the Diksha Guru is like our Patit Pavan. He represents Krishna himself. He is Sakshad Haritvan. So he's a directly manifestation of Krishna in our life. He's the one who is saving us. So Srila Gurudev used to say, better if you keep some type of Aishwarya in that relationship, so you not make any offense by some type of artificial intimacy that you may develop with him or may try to have. So, but the Shiksha Guru is your bosom friend. And Srila Gurudeva, he related like this with his Shiksha disciples very, very well. After all, his mission was built mostly based on the, I mean to say in the West at least, from the disciples of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and also from Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosai Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakshashidhar Gosai Maharaj, Srila Gaur Govinda Gosai Maharaj. And so in that way, we could see the very perfect, scenario for this Shiksha relationship that Gurudev very clearly had and established. And Srila Gurudev used to say that you have to develop one type of a relationship which is called Lokik Sad Bandhuta. Lokik sadhu bandhuta means a type of worldly relationship, friendship, a worldly friendship with your Shiksha Guru, with your Guru. This is the ideal. This is how we should see them. But somehow or other, I try to develop that, even though not in a most recommended way, but with my Diksha Guru, Srila Gurudev. Because I had no other option. And if I would try to be a little bit distant from him, nourishing this type of, understanding that he's Krishna, I could never, had such type of interactions that I had with him. So, for instance, once I was, it was in the very beginning. It was the first time I stayed alone with Srila Gurudev in his room. It was in Govardhan, 2008. And Shpad Madhav Maharaj requested me to look after Srila Gurudev, and because he was going outside for something. So Srila Gurudev, he was sitting on the back of his bhajan kutir, taking sun bath. So then I was inside, standing a little bit distant from Srila Gurudev, chanting, and time to time looking at him. Then finally, when he noticed that I was standing there nearby, he asked me, "What are you doing here?" Then I said, Madhav Maharaj asked me to look after you because he is outside. And immediately he said, "No, I don't need anything. You should go and find something to do. I don't like anyone standing beside me and not doing anything." But then immediately I had to think what to do. If I leave this place and follow Gurudev's order, as it should be somehow followed, no one wants to make Guravagya, disobey the order of Srila Gurudev. So, but if something happened to him, it would be my fault. And Madhav Maharaj will be mad with me. And if I remain there and follow Madhav Maharaj's order, then Gurudeva, he will not be pleased. So what to do? I had a few seconds in this very deep dilemma, what to do. And I begin to shake. I begin to feel very nervous. So, but somehow or other, some strength came and some confidence came. And I begin to ignore Srila Gurudev completely. And then again, he looked at me and he asked, "Go and find something to do." And I just looked towards the door, another direction, and I completely ignored what he said. Why? Because I was there because of his service, and I had to be there. I could not leave him alone by any means. So in that case, the order of his servant was superior than his own order. So after some time, he just gave up, trying to send me out, and he continued chanting. And then after some time, I noticed that he was somehow scratching his feet with one of his toes. Something was like, disturbing him. Then I understood that he was getting hot and he wanted to remove his socks, but he couldn't reach his feet. Then immediately I ran there, and then I very gently removed his socks. And then I looked to him and said, "That's why I'm here." And then he opened a big smile and said, "Okay, just sit here and chant, no problem." So in this way, this was a great challenge for me at that time, being very inexperienced and neophyte there, somehow checked by the fear of Gurudev's, very strong, order and statement. But somehow or other, Gurudev also gave this inspiration that no, I have to stay. I cannot shake now. This is not a time to, feel fear. So, and Srila Gurudev often he used to say that if you want to do Vishrambhena Guru Seva, you cannot have fear. Fear is the opposite of Vishrambhena Guru Seva. And Srila Bhakti began Bharati Goswami Maharaj as well. He said, Vishrambhena, the definition of Vishrambhena Guru Seva means service without fear. Usually we sometimes say service with intimacy, but he extended that and he said service without fear. Because fear is something, is the main sentiment, is the main feeling related to Vaidya Bhakti. Fear of the punishment from the scriptural injunctions. If you don't follow the rules properly, you'll be punished, you go to hell, other things. But to serve without fear means trying somehow to enter in the path of Rag Marga. So, and even be unqualified, but at the same time having greed to serve. So this was the lesson that I took from this incident, with Srila Gurudeva at that time. So in this way, trying to realize Srila Gurudeva's position, trying to realize his teachings, realize his glories, I think this is like a life mission, at least for myself, because his glories are endless. His the depth of his spiritual, gravity is incomprehensible for those who are not in that level. So I believe it will take a couple of lifetimes to realize who is Srila Gurudeva in fact. Because until I will not have my spiritual realization, I will not be able to realize who is Srila Gurudeva actually. So, but from what we can understand, Srila Gurudeva, he was the ripe fruit of the Rupanuga tree. After all the preaching established by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then by the Goswamis, and by our other acharyas, previous acharyas, everything actually culminated in Srila Gurudeva. To the point that Srila Gurudeva, he had the opportunity to express himself very openly, preaching Raganuga Bhakti openly all over the world. When Mahaprabhu's prophecy was already manifested, the mission was already spread all over the world. So Srila Gurudeva, he took the remnants of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and he began to preach this Raganuga Bhakti all over the world. And this is also part of Mahaprabhu's Manobishtam. And in such a way that he preserved this legacy from our Goswamis. Srila Gurudeva, he, if I would point out one of his specialities, that was his Harikatha, for sure. The way Srila Gurudeva spoke Harikatha, this is very difficult to find, very difficult to find. So first of all, he spoke always in line, and he followed the subject throughout the lecture. Very common we find, very often we find preachers who start speaking and they jump here and there like birds in the branches from one subject to another, and they cannot keep up with some line of thought, which makes the audience very confused. But Srila Gurudev, he was very linear with his presentation. He wanted to make you realize something, comprehend something. His Harikatha was not just for entertainment, speaking beautiful leelas, making people laugh or cry, or just trying to somehow make a display of knowledge. That was not his intention at all. So he was very, very linear, very continue in his presentation. He never skipped the subject. He never went here and there. Whatever he wanted to convey, he did. Sometimes he would merge different subjects, but just to support that main thing that he wanted to convey. So I think this is one aspect. Another aspect of his Harikatha is that he would be able to speak about a very high Rasakatha, Gopi Bhav, Manjari Bhav, Ashtakalya Lila, but without sounding Sahajya. He would speak in such a way that he would never make anyone uncomfortable by hearing some type of sweet and amorous pastimes of Radha and Krishna. And he would never also go beyond of what the audience can take. So Gurudeva was very much concerned about that. So many people would criticize him by saying that he's only speaking about Gopi, Gopi, Gopi. But in fact, this is without actually reason, because if you listen Gurudeva's Harikatha very carefully, he's definitely always touching the subject, but in such a way that he would never make you feel that you are beyond your own qualification. And another point is that he would always make you understand where are you standing, where are your feet. So he would always bring the foundation of Prahlada Charitra, Dhruva Charitra, Upadeshamrita, Manashiksha, Madhurya Kadambini. He would always very, very expertly ground his audience, not let anyone feel that they are already in a very high platform and they will only listen to Rasakatha. So, and plus Gurudeva's charisma, through his Harikatha, he was able to touch everyone's heart in such a way that even if he was speaking the most simple, the most basic things, it would be so attractive, so sweet, so tasty, that everyone could stay there for hours and hours. As a preacher, I observe that when a great personality speaks, no matter what he speaks, it may be the most simple Harikatha that has a lot of gravity and effect on the audience. But if you don't have that high position, if you speak very simple Harikatha, that will sound very, not so interesting. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm able to express myself. English is not my first language. So, but by the way, even if Gurudev is saying, you are not this body, that sounds very, very, attractive and interesting. But if any ordinary preacher speaks like this, the audience may say, okay, he can come to some other point that we know, this is a very, common thing, basic thing. So this is what I wanted to say, basically, no matter what Gurudev is saying, that his gravity is different. What he is actually putting out is different. Why? Because when he speaks out of bhav. He speaks out of realization. So whatever comes out of the mouth of a Mahabhagavan, that comes in a very different way. And even if you try to speak as high as him and just repeat his words, the effect also will not be the same. Never. So, and but this is what we have to do anyway. We are bound to repeat Gurudev's words. I never forget what Shruti Maharaj once told, that he asked Srila Gurudev how he should speak Harikatha. Should he just repeat what he read in the books? Should he read and comment on top of it? How should be his Harikatha? And Srila Gurudeva say, no, you should repeat exactly what I am saying. Because my words have realization. I am already giving you what Shastra is explaining, plus the commentary and plus the realization. So just repeat my words as a parrot. That is how you should preach. Don't try to create anything. Don't try to make anything sound like yours. Just repeat my words. So this is so good to hear. This is so good to hear, because we feel backed up by Srila Gurudev. We feel that sadhana becomes very easy in the presence of Srila Gurudev. Often we have this debate upon the swarup of the jiva, who will make it appear. Is it coming from association or not? Is it eternal or not? Who will decide what is this, what is the swarup, what is not? But for me, it is a very simple thing. We cannot understand until we become perfected. But to become perfected, you have to decide what sadhana to take. And that has to be in line of what your swarupa is. So it becomes impossible for the sadhaka himself decide either what his swarupa is or what sadhana he should take. So this is the role of a guru. Guru will do it. So Srila Gurudeva designed our sadhana because it has to give that result that he is expecting, in the sense that he knows what is our swarupa. He knows who we are. And therefore, he is giving us this sadhana, and we should just follow it blindly, without question. If you realize or not that you are Manjari, if you realize or not that you are this or that, it doesn't matter. Just follow Gurudev's instructions. Just follow Gurudev's recommendation for our sadhana. Then automatically, whatever must come out, that will come out. Now there is no point of questioning, because we have no realization. Otherwise, we will just be based on our bodily conceptions, choosing, I want to follow this sthai bhav, I want to follow that sthai bhav, but based in what? Based in material conceptions. So the only thing we have in our in front of us to hold in regard of our future realization is Gurudev's words, Gurudev's sadhana, what he has designed for us. Apart from that, will be only speculation. Will be only our material mind interfering in that. So Gurudev told us, you chant those kirtans, you sing those bhajans, you perform parikrama in those places, you listen this type of harikatha, you read such books, then automatically something will come. Automatically something will come. There is no doubt regarding this, no doubt. So I never engage myself in such type of debates, because for me the matter is very simple, very simple. Just follow what Gurudev is doing, instructing, and whatever must come out, that will come out. So in this way, in the presence of Srila Gurudev, everything becomes so easy, so clear. It's like a small baby, in the lap of mother. His life is very simple, very easy. So in this way, I feel like, Gurudev is protecting us, like the real mother, and like the real friend. Not for any reason he got the title Bhaktabandha. So there is one beautiful song called Primera Thakura Gora. The song from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. The verse number 6 says, Shri Guru Kripai Bengeche Swapan, Bujechi Akon Tumi Yapan, Tavani Jajana Parama Bandhava, Samsara Karagari. The translation is like, by Shri Guru's mercy, my eyes have been opened and my dream has been broken. I now understand that I have only you, and that your beloved devotees are my greatest friends in the prison house of this material world. So Srila Gurudev is this Parama Bandhava. Srila Gurudev is this Bhakata Bandhava. He is our best friends, who can release me from this prison house of this material world. So today, in this Gurudev's appearance festival, my only prayer is that Gurudev may appear again and again in my heart. He may appear again and again in my life. Although he himself told that there is no guarantee that he may come next birth, but still I continue praying for that. That is my only reality right now. If he comes or not is up to him, and if he will not come, I will be happy, because that will make him happy. Just like Krishna does not want to give darshan to the gopis. The gopis, they should be happy, because that is making Krishna happy. So if Gurudev is not giving darshan, if Gurudev is not coming, it's because he feels better. So I should also agree with that. But somehow or other, I expect that I will find him again, if I will deserve that. So Prabhuji, I think my time is over.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Where in India are you right now?
I am in Holland.
Oh, you're in Holland. You're not in India at all. Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much. And there's a theme today. Many of the Pushpanjalis have included the importance of being fearless. And certainly what you said about serving Gurudev, there's no place for fear. And you have to take risks, which means sometimes you make mistakes, but Gurudev is always forgiving and merciful of mistakes. He is not interested in our fear. He's interested in us boldly serving him. And you honed in on this very beautifully. And I experienced this many times. And the sheer joy of being fearless with Gurudev, even if he gives you a slap and you're wrong, that's also mercy. So you either get a pat on the head and he's happy, which is great, or you get a little slap and I'm happy anyhow. So either way, you win.
I couldn't get this slap, I am still waiting. I think next life I will get it.
You get a slap next life. Thanks, Maharaj. Thank you. So we're going to fly from Holland to India, and we're going to have a